Hi guys, and welcome to my video on planning the month of sales. So there's a couple of things I want to say at the start here. I don't know anything about your business, and I don't pretend to. I don't pretend to have a fantastic overview of all aspects of fitness business. I understand the basics, and from my perspective, I'd have a basic understanding of how much money I wanted to make that month and roughly how that would look from the different departments that I had, whether it was selling supplements, whether it was personal trainers, their input, how much money I was making on recurring payments, things like that. So that's as far as deep as I went, and it was fairly rudimentary, I'm not going to lie. So not, like I said, I'm not going to embarrass myself by going down that road of, pretending to spout out that I know all about. But I just want to show you how um, I would get those figures and how I would strat that out into a month, so that I knew how many sales I should be making on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. So I've used an example here, Tiger Fitness. Okay. So like I said at the top, I don't know your business. I don't have the business acumen to really convince anybody otherwise. But the considerations that obviously you'd be looking at is, how much money do you want to make? How many revenue streams do you have? What must each stream make in order to hit their quota? What does the average sale look like? Just so you can sort of start to get a picture. So like I said, the very basic example I've got here is Tiger Fitness. Okay, so we're taking the LBO, the low barrier offer, which is like a 4-week challenge, say, and the powers that be, the boss man says, listen, if you can just break even on ad spend, your own wages, and your own contribution to the ongoing costs of the business, then I'm happy that you don't show a profit in your department, because at the end of the day, you're the lifeblood of the business. So, like I said, it sells at 199. The gym has a recurring membership, which is their main source of revenue, and happy to break even on the LBOs, as long as 50% of the LBOs sign on to a recurring membership, which protects their membership base in terms of numbers, and even shows a small growth. The break-even point is £8,000, so my department would have to make 8,000, and that would require 40 sales, okay, in the month of August. As a result, the sales advisor of Tiger Fitness, say it was myself, who organises the monthly sales targets, puts the shape of the month together using his monthly strat board. He adds an extra 10% to ensure that he's overshooting his goal, that he's not putting himself under too much pressure at the end of the month. Okay. The strat board relates to digital marketing, sales, and referrals. So he's the man who gets all the leads from the Instagram or Facebook ads, and he has to work them and get a certain number of sales per day, per week, in order to make his quota, and he knows where he stands, which is happy days. Okay, so Tiger Fitness, then they've got like a monthly strat board. Okay, you'll have a copy of this, you're welcome to it. You can fill it in yourself. You'll have to do your sums, obviously, probably know them anyway, how many sales you need to make. And I've done this one a little bit earlier, hopefully Peter saying, here's one I made earlier. So if you look at the end of the strat, unfortunately it's a big long strat there. There I can see that I've got 44 sales at the moment, I've got none. Okay, so 40 is the target, an extra 10% shows me clear, with a little bit of wiggle room at the end, a drop offs, that sort of thing. So, say for example, now I take the first 3 days trading, first day's a Sunday, you have a good little a double hit, and make 2 sales. Yeah, so my monthly rate is 2 sales. Next day is it's Saturday. Sunday, again, I'm having a flyer. It shows my month to date is 4. My stratted target was 2, so I'm +2 at the moment. Daily variance is +1. Monday, the wheel comes off. I don't make any sales. The power cut, slash on the motorway, something like that, or whatever. Salesman couldn't get in, it was a nightmare. It shows -3. We're Stratting for the month target. Month to date target's 5 and back at 4. Okay, Tuesday, there's a load of leads stacked up. My target's 3 sales. I managed to get 6 sales that day, so I'm an absolute stormer. Okay, and then I'm back on target, and month to date is 8. I'm showing 10. So as it goes along there, you see I'm nicely sort of, I'm getting through the month quite nicely. If you look at kind of where I am there, it shows that I'm 10 and 34 remaining for the rest of the month, and I'm kind of on target. So it gives you a nice little indicator. Okay, what else you can do is you can work out what percentage of 44 one is, and then you can add that and that ladder to 100. And then what you can do is you can work out what percentage through the month you are. But whether you want to do that, it's totally up to you. Perhaps when figures are a little bit bigger than 1s and 2s and 3s, otherwise it's point X's and things like that. It doesn't really, like 0.4 or 0.5 and stuff. It's just a bit of minutiae really for such a small department. But like I said, this helps you plan out the month, plan out the week. If you start dropping behind, it's up to you then to report to the powers that be and say, look, you need more leads. You have to work your activity or work out where things are falling apart and sort of rectify the issues as best you can. So, other considerations you can look at, if it's a sales team, have a look at the activity of the sales advisor, what the conversion rates are, and try and identify where the bottlenecks are, that sort of thing. So that's something maybe for another video, but this is the very basics, like a monthly strat, puts things in perspective. Another little consideration is obviously Saturday and Sundays generally quiet. Mondays, Tuesdays are the real selling days from my experience. People have just maybe had enough for the weekend and in the overindulgence, or they're in the mind to get stuff done at the start of the week rather than trading end of the week. So that's when you should be planning your bigger sales days. Otherwise, you're just going to give yourself grey hairs trying to close 3 sales on a Sunday when no one's got their head in the game to join the gym and things like that. So I'll leave that as a working example. It's probably a fair reflection of the kind of trends of the month. Generally, people have more money at the start of the month, so don't expect the same sort of figures midway or the end of the month as you would at the start. You've got to try and make a killing at the start. Otherwise, you're on mega catch up, that sort of thing. So I hope that's shed some light. It's just really basic. It's more food for thought, really. But definitely something that you can use. Any sort of gym can use if you're not already using it. Something similar, of course. There's software that will probably do this for you and things like that. But I think having a hands-on approach is often a good idea as well. Manually entering them keeps your finger on the pulse, So I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, there's a copy of that for your perusal to have a little look at, and you can have a blank copy as well, or use this one and empty all the figures out.